Alright, guys. So, in order for all of this to be achieved, you and your partner need to see the relationship like within the same lens. So, I like to categorize it into like two different categories. I like to categorize it into sexual and non sexual energy. Okay, so like everything you do, actions, everything like that, you're going to categorize it into section sexual or section non-sexual, and it's pretty straightforward and self-explanatory. um, but for example, for me, I keep all my interactions with my woman sexual, with non-sexual and sexual activities, but it's always sexually charged, or no matter the moment in time, there's always going to be that energy there because I make sure it's there. Um, there's never a point to never not come across this way at all. There's no reason for you to come across any other way, aside from sexually at all with your romantic partner. Um, especially if you're going towards a B.D.S.M lifestyle. Um, for starters, For starters, eye contact is honestly half the battle, with non sexual energy. Honest, every time you're with her, stare into her eyes, gaze into her eyes. A good rule of thumb is you want to see your reflection in her eyes. That is a good rule of thumb. So anytime you're with her and around her and you're talking to her, her eyes, don't stare in her eyes. You know, you don't want to like be a weirdo, but like just hold eye contact and look into her soul and just gaze into her eyes. And that's honestly half the battle. Once you got that down, everything should be smooth sailing. Let's see. There's a feeling that when you stare into a woman's eyes and she stares back into yours, um, if you know what I'm talking about, like you just know. But for those that you don't know, it's an unexplainable, like, good feeling that your body, like, releases endorphins and dopamine and stuff. Like, it's just an unexplainable good feeling when that transpires between your eyes, yours and her eyes locking and you staring into each other's soul. That it's a good feeling and you need to experience it. And if you've experienced it, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, you need to experience it before you can really make any progression with this woman or in your love life in general. So once you feel that feeling, or you know what I'm talking about, don't forget that, and just remember that feeling and just feel it. And don't forget it, because you can't explain it, but don't forget it. Just feel that. Um, attachment. Um, attachment is an enemy, and I know that from experience. I get really complacent in life, in terms of progressing and being better and doing things I want to, when I get attached. So that is a big enemy. Do not get attached. The time you spend together should be healthy and very meaningful, loving, and should be perfect. The time you have together, and when the time you aren't together, you should be progressing and building yourself up in that time without her distracting you or interfering with your growth. Okay, so complacency and attachment, those go hand in hand. Attachment is your worst enemy. Do not get attached. Um, let's see. Any sort of negative mood or feeling, keep to yourself. No woman wants to hear the problems. No woman wants problems in general. No one will, but she's gonna have problems in her own life, you know. But she doesn't want any problems. So she doesn't want you spilling your problems onto her. Keep your problems to yourself. That's something that you got to internalize and deal on your own. And even though it's not said, that will take you miles. That will take you very far if you don't give any of your problems to her and you handle them on your own. And she doesn't want any problems being spilled to her, especially by a man that she confides in. Like a kid confides in their parents to take care of them, feed them, love them, and all that. She wants to confide it in you to do all the same things. Your parents didn't tell you their problems when you were a kid. So it's the same concept. Yeah, handle that shit. Handle that shit on your own. Handle it. You got it, bro. The human species, uh, they interact with each other 80% through nonverbal communication. So, literally, like 80% of the things you do and communicate with other people is usually through your body movements and everything else. And the other 20% is your words that come out of your mouth. So you talk more through your body and your eyes and everything like that than you do with your mouth. So you can speak a paragraph, but someone that knows what they're doing with their body language and things like that, they can get the words, the same information across, really, like with just their eyes. Smile, like some people, they can smile more with their eyes than they do with their mouth. And to just know like information like that can really turn the tables on this whole dynamic and like turn it into your favor. So just know that 80% is just, through movements and things like that, like posture, eye contact. They all have a non-sexual connotation, but they fit in that non-sexual category. But in a woman's eyes, they internalize little things that are non-sexual, such as eye contact, movements, posture, sitting up straight, standing up straight, things like that. They internalize it, and in their head, they convert it into sexual energy on their own. So it's nothing to us, but it's a lot more to them. So just keep that in mind. At the end of the day, bro, she just wants to feel like a little girl. That's honestly the best way I can put it. She wants to feel like a girl, bro. If she has a problem, if she needs something done, she has a problem or a desire or a want, she looks to you to fix it or knows someone who does. If you don't know how to do something on a car, she asks you to do it. She wants you to find somebody to do it or do it yourself. You can't be the person that says, I don't know. Oh, never say, I don't know, and never ask them a question. You should always just know and be the one in control at all times. So, and just remember that if you don't know something, find someone or get someone who does. Okay? Even if you don't, that she wants you to be the one. So making sure you're headed in a good direction in life, making sure you're working, making money, make sure you're taking care of responsibilities. All these little things that are in that non-sexual category play a role into that sexual category. Yeah, it plays a role. It plays a role. That's all I gotta say. And you may not see it as a man, but when you become more advanced and experienced, you realize that these little things, like even just going to work, making some money and stuff, like will play a huge role and play in your favor. So making sure you're headed in a good direction. And all these little things, they're gonna create a submissive woman. Okay. Her not having to worry, feeling loved and attracted around you, protected. This will ease her and butter her up to give more to you. So in your head, these practices translate to her being submissive, and in turn, more sexual tension between you two. The non-sexual energy that you create is vital. Okay? And remember, let me repeat that one more time. These non-sexual practices lead or translate to her being more submissive, protected, strong posture, going to work, eye contact, listening, loving, caring, treating her right, taking care of her problems. All these little things make her more submissive to you, and in turn, the submissiveness turns into sexual tension between you two, and it's just vital. So keep all these little things in mind, and just know that non-sexual energy is a huge part. So make sure you're going in the right direction. Stay positive all the time, and just work on these things. I still even work on a couple of these. It's like every day you can't keep it up, but you have to. It's a frame. You got to keep this frame, and you got to do it every day, and you get better at it. So, yeah. Until next time, see you guys.